struggling to be kind to yourself during recovery. Self-compassion might actually be the thing that you are missing. But right before talking about all of that, who am I? My name is Wesley, and my mission is to help prevent 1,000 men from killing themselves because of porn addiction. Literally getting to suicidal thoughts because of this one addiction. These are my type of videos, and if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. Also, aren't you tired of feeling stress? You feel stress non-stop. You feel stress coming from your job, feel stress coming from your life in general, feel stress from everywhere. And if I put myself at your place right now, your way to manage that stress is turning back to porn. That's the reason that you're watching this video right now. It's because you have this porn addiction and you're actively trying to maybe get free, right? But you have this porn addiction and you figure out that your way to manage stress is to turn to porn addiction. Because when you watch porn and you come, what happens after? You have this big crash, this big down. And that's the reason that you actually go and watch porn, right? Because now that you have this big crash, you don't feel stressed anymore. You feel relaxed. But what happened 2 hours after that? Now that you got your energy back, your stress comes back. So porn isn't the solution, even though you think that it is. And in fact, porn isn't even a solution, it's the problem. The fact that you are fapping to porn every day makes your brain less able to manage your emotions because he's unhealthy. And an unhealthy brain makes unhealthy decisions, right? He's less able to manage effectively your emotions, which leads to more stress. And in addition to all of that, you have the stress coming from your porn addiction. Porn addiction, when you stop fapping for certain numbers of days, what happens? You start feeling stressed about it. You have that stress that comes in and tells you, hey, you need to fap, you need to fap. So what happens? These often leads to urges. And you have these urges because of the stress that's coming from porn addiction. So porn addiction isn't solving your initial problem with stress and is bringing you extra stress to deal with. Things that you don't need, right? And you don't even need to fap. But because you chose to fap and you're now addicted, you feel like you need porn in your life to live. And I want to prove to you that you don't need it, right? So my goal is actually to free you so you can actually taste the freedom, taste all the benefits that everyone keeps on talking about. And once you taste all of this, now you will be able to see that, first of all, it's real. Second of all, you are now in a healthy state to make healthy decisions. So you can see how, oh, my life wasn't as stressful as I thought it was. This was all coming from porn. But you can't realize this until you are free. So I need you free from this. And my way to free you is to help you one-on-one. So first thing down in the description is what will help you the most. On that, I'll continue directly with the video. Self-compassion is as easy as it can be, right? It's really simple to understand. Basically, you have to be kind to yourself. You treat yourself as you would treat a friend. So what happened to a friend? You would say to him encouragements, right? When he's not going well, you would tell him, oh, but it's okay, and try to comfort him. And you would kind of offer kindness and understanding in difficult moments. What happened? He have a setback that happened. Maybe he asked a girl out and he got rejected. Now you would be there for him to actually bring him up and say, oh, but she's not even worth it, and start laughing with him, right? But you have to do the same thing with yourself. You deserve to have this, and maybe that you don't have other people to tell you this or things like that, but you have the most important person in your life, which is yourself. You are the best person that can propel you forward. So you have to be there for yourself also. If you have a bad moment right now, especially in tough moments, right? You have to be there for yourself and actually tell yourself good things. Tell yourself how great you are and all of what you have accomplished, right? You are not trash. You are not like a piece of shit and things like that, right? You are a great person that accomplished big things. And yes, you can accomplish bigger things. Yes, maybe right now you are addicted to porn and that's bad. But it's not because you, for example, made a relapse that, hey, you are so trash right now, you shouldn't exist and things like that, right? Okay, you've made a relapse, that's great. Now, what can I learn from that relapse so that it don't happen again? Because you're trying to improve, right? You're trying to become a better person. And you can see how this type of mindset actually can lead to reduce in shame and guilt. And You can build also resilience, right? By saying to yourself every relapse, for example, oh, but it's okay, it's part of the process, things like that, right? So it's kind of seen in a positive way now, instead of the negative usual way that you see it when you relapse. The shame and the guilt that you will feel every time that you relapse will be diminished, because it's part of the process. Even though you don't want it, it will happen, right? So now it's not really like it's your fault, yes, but it's still part of the process and it's part of your journey. You have to go through that in order for you to quit for good. So that's because it's part of the process. You feel less shameful when it happens, and you feel less guilt. And all of this actually motivates you to go further, right? Because you feel less shame and you feel less guilt, and you know that you're maybe you are close to actually getting to freedom. This motivates you even more. And I want you to actually visualize this, me telling you something, right? This could change your whole perspective on your recovery. What if I would tell you that you're 5 relapses away from getting free? You would actually enjoy every relapse, right? Every relapse, you would be like, oh yes, 1 relapse, 4 more, and then I'm free. But people don't see it that way. People see it as, oh damn, I relapse, I'm stuck, I won't ever get free. But that's the wrong way to see it. Actually, you should be seeing it as I just mentioned. Maybe right now you're 20 relapses away from getting free. But you have to learn from every relapses. If you don't learn from every relapses, this concept doesn't apply, right? It only works if you learn from every mistake you make, every relapse, and you continue your journey. If you continue this, I could tell you, maybe right now you are at 15 relapses away from your recovery. You're full on recovery, and after you're free for a lifetime, right? If you want to faster this, you have help that you can search for, but you're also able to do it alone. It's just way harder for the brain and for your physique, but it's possible, right? And one way to really help you with your self-compassion is to actually write it. Writing in this journal about your strength and your progress. What happened? You first of all have a track record of what your journey, right? Later in life, like 2 to 3 years from now, you have something to look back on. You watch and you see, oh damn, I remember I did this, right? I did something like this on my phone where I was kind of taking notes every time I was relapsing and why I relapsed, things like that. And I was telling myself like why, how I'm feeling, things like that. So right now, if I want, I can go on my phone and actually look and see like, oh damn, I was thinking that way and things like that. And it's not like that far, right? It's almost a year, but still, like it's kind of cool for me to know and see that, right? Well, it's almost 2 years, but anyway, you get the point. I have a track record of me and the way I was thinking, the way I was seeing things, and how it changed because now I'm finally free. And by actually tracking your progress and writing your strength, what happens is that when you have this low self-confidence moment, when you have this moment where you feel like kind of down and you don't really want to talk to anyone and you feel kind of a little bit sad because you just relapsed, maybe you have a journal to read from and see, oh damn, I remember these are my strengths, because everyone has their strength, but oftentimes what happens is that you forget about it. You forget that you were this, that you accomplished this in your life. Maybe right now you finished your college. Just finishing college, it's not everyone that finishes college, so this is an achievement in its sport. Maybe you run a marathon, right? This is big. This is a big accomplishment. Maybe you develop something, you did a program that helps other people. This is an achievement also, because not everyone can do this, right? But even things that everyone can do are still accomplishment. It just depends on what you accomplish. But you have to remember these. It's not everyone that have access to that, right? So these are what makes you a human and what makes you special, but oftentimes we just forget about it and we stay sad instead of actually being happy because we accomplished all of that and have way more to accomplish in life. So by actually writing it on a journal, you have a way to remember it for your life. If you think about it in the longer term, what will happen? You will have way more self-love for yourself because you will appreciate all the little things. When you are supporting your own self, you start to love yourself even more because you're actually cheering yourself on for success. You also develop better relationship with others because you are better with your own self. And when you are better with yourself, you are better with others, even if you don't want it, right? When you love yourself, you start to love others. But if you don't love yourself, don't go in a relationship. Even though majority of people, that's what they do right now. And I find that kind of fucked up. But usually what happens is that you don't go and search for love when you don't even love yourself. You start loving yourself first. And then when you love yourself, you love the way you act, you love the way you think. Now you can go out and start to search for someone that will become your partner of your life, right? And your emotional health will become way greater because every time you think about something, it's for your own good. You know that when you have to work out, when you have to go out and go to the gym, that's for your well-being. And now you kind of see it as a way to treat yourself right instead of being a hard thing to do and that you are obligated to do it and things like that, right? By seeing all these things and this change of mindset, you start to appreciate your life more and appreciate yourself more. So this drives you into a bigger things in your porn recovery. And this will make you actually maybe even accomplish recovery, right? This is maybe what you were lacking to be able to finally get out of all this. On that, don't forget, I'm there to help you one-on-one. You get access to every secret, everything that I learned, and you'll be able to actually quit for good your porn addiction. First thing down in the description. On that, take care of yourself. Mwah.